Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and you are here with the Women's Prize Plod Along crew. We have Charlie down there and we have Alice over there. And the shortlist is here.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. At 8 o'clock this morning, the list came out. And I think it's fair to say that there's some surprises and some not surprises on the list. So we've already got some fabulous people in the comments, so I'm just going to do that first. Helen, hello. Hello, beautiful ladies. Thanks. Can't wait to see you all on here tomorrow. Oh, that was yesterday. Helen, I hope you're here today.
We're saying hello to Helen preemptively.
And hello. I can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts on the shortlist too. I think it's going to be an interesting conversation. Jen, Martha, picked up Brother Snipe from the library and haven't been able to put it down. I am currently reading that as well. We shall discuss. We shall discuss. Dorota, hello. Amelia, hello. Sarah. Oh, and Gretchen, right?
We love Gretchen. We got Gretchen. Gretchen is the women's, was like the reviewer ledge. She's a ledge.
She is a reviewer ledge. Also, I don't know if anyone else saw the book prize like burnout video that Gretchen did. I thought it was really good.
That.
I love that
video.
It's amazing. Gretchen is amazing. We love Gretchen.
Yeah. If you're not following Gretchen, made your book. She's fabulous. We've also got Reading Off My Shelf. Hello. And Stephanie Kitchen. And the lovely Brian's here. Hello. So, I'm going to be honest, it was a bit of a slapdash prep for this today. So, we have very few banners, but the one that I do have is thoughts on the short list. So, let's start with Alice. Alice, what were your initial thoughts when the list dropped this morning?
Wow. I was thinking of recording a live reaction, which I've never done before, but I decided not to do that.
Do a reenactment. Jem can announce what the say some names.
Yeah, but Jem doesn't know the order they were in.
So anyway, I know the one that I want the reaction for. Can I just say the one that I want the reaction for?
Wait, should I bleep out the language?
Yeah.
Yeah, bleep it out. Restless Dolly Maunder.
Bleep. May have said. I'm trying to work out how to bleep that actually. For bleep's sake.
What the bleep?
Oh dear.
And I was like, what the bleep will Alice think?
I haven't read that one yet, and I'm still hoping that I'm going to really disagree with you.
Yeah, it'll be your favourite.
It'll
be your favourite.
I'm restarting. But I refuse.
Oh, yes, you already read a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I read 42 pages.
It's really nice. It's really
I refuse to believe. No, I mean, I refuse to reread those 42 pages, so I'm just starting where I left off. It wasn't that long ago. It's still indelibly burned in my mind.
I tell you what, one that I'm really glad didn't make it, because I really do think I would have felt like I had to go back to it, is The Blue Beautiful World.
Mm-hmm.
I would have felt like I needed to read a bit more. I probably still would have left it, but I would have been like, okay, I'll give it like one more chapter.
Yeah.
I think I would have waited to see, because Alice is very diligent. I feel like you would have read the whole series, so I feel like then we would have waited for Alice to read the whole series and give her feedback for us,
just to tell us that it was not worth the effort.
So diligent. Alice is so diligent. You are diligent.
I was feeling the burnout as well this week. I was like, oh, I'm not going to read any more till I see the shortlist. Even though I was halfway through a book, I was like, oh, I can't even deal with the half a book that I've got left.
Actually, that's a good question. How many have you guys read from the shortlist? Alice?
I had read one.
Oh, I do know how many I've read.
I had DNF 2, and I I was currently reading one.
Okay, and Charlie, have you read them all?
No. I've completed 4, but today I have read about half of this. So yeah. So
I finished this today.
So yeah, I've only got 1.5 to read, and that is this. So
So I've read nearly 3. I've read 2, and I'm 80% through Brotherless Night. So
that's practically.
That's not too bad.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
It's nice to have some to read, I do think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, like, I guess we'll sort of talk about this a bit, but omissions. But like 2 of the books that didn't make the long list that I read are like excellent books that I'm really glad I read. So In Defense of the Act and 8 Lives of a Century-Old Trickster.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really glad that I already read them, because otherwise, you know, it gets to shortlist time and you're like, yeah, I'll go back to the other long listers, and then you just maybe you do in like 5 years, you know.
And also, I know you both hate it or think it's the dullest book alive, but I'm really glad I read Western Lane. I'm
glad that you love it so much. There are lots of people that love that book, and I'm so pleased for every single person that loves it. So that is what I think.
I feel like this is a sort of backwards way of Charlie defending her opinion on Trespassers from last year.
Oh, because I'm not even talking about Trespassers. That's not to do with Trespassers.
It's okay to like a boring book, because Charlie liked a boring one last year.
It wasn't boring. I love that book. That's the best book. I still stand that. That'll be like a lifetime best book for me. I love it.
Oh dear. Let's see what some of the plodders are saying. Amelia, disappointed that Defense Against the Act didn't make it. In Defense of the Act. Me too.
I wasn't super surprised it didn't get listed, but I was heartbroken that it didn't get listed.
I do think though that there has been a lot of praise for that book across BookTube, so I hope that sort of lifts it and it does really well.
Like the people's choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'd already decided that they wouldn't list it, so I wasn't too heartbroken, but I'm just really glad I read it.
Hello, Dolly lovers. Ben's comments on there as well. Made me laugh.
Oh dear. Martha also saying that Made You Book has great reviews. True. And Sarah didn't mind Dolly, but it was nowhere near Nightbloom, which I'm sad didn't make it. Yeah, I have to say, Sarah's review of Dolly made me think I would really like it.
There you go. I think, you know, you could be the best. You could be the Dolly lover.
Maybe Dolly
loves Dolly.
Join Ben in your Dolly loving.
Ben loves Dolly. I was very surprised.
Dolly. Restless Dolly Wonder. Sorry, that took me a you know when you're like,
too late.
So you've read 5, Stephanie. That's excellent. I'll be delighted if I'd read 5. Jennifer, gutted Hangman didn't make it, but pleased that the Woman's Prize led me to discovering it. That makes me feel even more like I'm not going to like that book when I get to it.
Another book I would never have known about or read if it wasn't for this list. And
it's definitely a one, isn't it? It's a Marmite book.
It's so weird. It's crazy, but I loved it.
Oh dear. Jen has not read or DNF'd any. I'm sure you'll get those DNFs up soon, mate. Oh dear. And decided to read the shortlist, but so I'm going to try River East, River West again.
I've gone back to the audiobook because luckily it was still around on Libby, so I am now at 30% on River East, River West.
So just while we're talking about River East, River West, I really didn't like that book at all. Or
I previously DNF'd it at like 23%, which wasn't very much, but I had listened to both perspectives for like a whole part for each perspective person, and I just wasn't into it at all. I just didn't like either of the 2 main characters. Now on another part from the younger character, the girl, and I'm just like, she's okay, but I'm like, do I really want to listen to another 8 hours of this? Probably not.
It's not. I kind of wish I'd DNF'd that one, but now that it's shortlisted, I'm glad I have read it so that I can have a negative opinion. But I don't know
Eric loved it. Eric loved it.
Eric and Anna both.
They both loved it.
So
I'm excited to try it.
And I was watching Keir earlier, Keir the Scrivener, and she said that it got really good near the end.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
False, Gem.
But by that point, Gemma would have already been like, that's a bit too little too late.
Too little too late. I didn't think it really got any better. I thought it was.
I feel like that once you've switched off them, you do have a thing where once you've switched off, it takes a lot.
That's true. That is true. Kate's here. Hi, Kate. Hello, River East, River West, and Soldier Sailor. What did you think, Jess? Is it Jess?
Yes.
I'm assuming it's Jess.
Yes.
And if the books I gave 5-star haven't been shortlisted, I have high expectations. Yeah. Well, Brotherless Night, I think, could well be a 5-star for me. Got to see if she can stick the ending first, though. Stephanie, agree. I don't know which bit you agree on.
Tell us.
The pantsness of River East, River West.
Just tell us.
Ordinary Human Pain is not making it gut of me. Yeah, but I would say Soldier Sailor is the stronger Irish book of the two. I haven't read them yet.
The writing in this is really, really good. Irish writers really can write, can't they? I don't know like why, but they're just. But again, I would say not a plotty long list for me. This doesn't have.
I like the.
Would you say, Charlie, in the way of plot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the dynamic. I like the vibes. I thought it was a good book, but it just, again, it's just a book about people like doing stuff, not really doing super amounts, you know.
I feel like I've only read half of this, but I just feel like it's not my favourite. So obviously it's very hard because obviously at the moment my brain is in the space of all the books that I've missed out, but everything, if I kind of remove myself from that and think of it as a separate entity, I am enjoying what I have read. It's just the beginning of it. I was like, I'm not so sure that like the first few pages I think was a bit, it wasn't the best start, but now I'm like more into it. I feel like it's like you said, the writing's really good. I feel like the characterization is very strong. There were like some really like strong like sentences. Like I feel like and I love that. I always love mother-daughter relationships. Like I'm never gonna have mother-daughter relationships.
So this morning I think I was at page 90 and I hadn't picked it up for like about a week, and I've just sat and read it all this afternoon, and it was really, really addictive in the end. But it wasn't like keeping me reading because it was really plotty. It was keeping me going because I wanted to see this dynamic, and I was interested in the characters rather than.
I like the inclusion of the poetry. That's like a bit different as well, isn't it?
I was gonna message you actually and say, Charlie, and say, this would be a good one to fit in this week for the poetry readathon because it has poetry.
Yeah, I did think that. I was like, this is quite coincidental. And the actual titular, the wren, like the poem from that was really, I thought that was really good.
And speaking of wrens and birds and stuff, I really liked all the naturey stuff in this as well. Just to say.
Well, I feel a little bit more positive about it now. I was really not looking forward to that book at all. But I think I'm going to try it on audio because I've heard good things about the audio. I
feel like you just have to separate it, comparing it to all the other books that you've like super loved, because then it's like when you're thinking of it as its own thing, you can enjoy it more, because otherwise I feel like it's like it's not that book. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if it's
I do.
And also, Jem, I challenge you you must go past the first section, the Nell section. Otherwise you can't just write it off on that section.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. Deal. Also, just a mention here, in case people aren't aware, there was a mention there of the poetry readathon. So Charlie and Charles Heathcote are running a poetry readathon this week, but basically just pick up poetry. But Charlie has got an announcement video on her channel, so go and check that out and read some poetry.
Yeah.
Don't make my sparks go.
Do it. Read poetry.
Stephanie, don't like it was only going to be a good list if ordinary human failures made the cut.
We do love that book. I do 100%. Like it broke my heart that didn't make it. I did love it. So.
I did think it was good. I'm not that glad that it didn't make the list.
I was too
in comparison to like In Defense and 8 Lives. Those are the two that I really wanted to see on there.
The best thing is though, we've got another one to head back to with that author. So we've got what was it? What's the other book that she got? Her debut book was the one with the apple on the cover. What's it called?
Acts of Desperation.
Yeah. So I'm like, the thing with this is I'm like, well, this prize is made. Obviously, I know that this. To be fair, this book did get listed for the Nero, so like I probably would have hopefully would have got to it at some point as well. But I think it's highlighted that author again.
Yeah. Dorota read all except Dolly from the shortlist. Soldier was my favourite. Mine too. I have to say, like Soldier Sailor is like, it has my heart, and I think it is like potentially going to be my favourite book of the year. But I think Brotherless Night is probably the front runner to win.
I hope so.
Based on my 80% that I've read. Ben, hello, Dolly lovers. Ben, I think you're the only Dolly lover here, my love.
You might be saying, Jem, you're soon to be Dolly lover.
I'm hoping.
You'll be singing Dolly songs.
I really, really, really do want to be wrong about it. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong and read it and think it's great.
I did like it.
It's so pretty. It's so nice looking. Such lovely end papers.
Maybe you'll be more in the mood for it now, Alice. Now you're like, maybe that's what it'll be. It'll be turnaround.
That wasn't a positive face.
It did make me feel very restless, was the only thing.
I feel like we need to get you to do something if you do change your mind. Like,
like a punishment.
I don't know. Some sort of like thing. I don't know. Maybe write the lyrics for your Dolly song for Jem to sing when she loves it too. and Kieran can do guitars in the background or piano. So Kieran can do piano, and then we can all be singing the Dolly song.
The Dolly song.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, okay.
Charlie might be drunk.
I'm tired, mate. Seriously.
Drunk, tired, same thing.
So tired.
Kelly saying finish Soldier Sailor and enter Ghost. May look for In Defense, but I think I'm done. I think that's fair. I think 2 from the list is pretty good.
Yay.
Really enjoyed Western Lane too. Right, and it's very quiet though, so I can understand. Yeah, I definitely fall in the boring camp. But it's all right because Alice is flying the flag for Western Lane, so I don't have to.
Western Lane.
Ben, you might be a part of work. Exactly.
Well, then there's obviously somebody plugging this on the judges.
There's probably numerous. They're probably all Dolly lovers in that.
At least a couple of the judges must really like this, surely.
I reckon they're all Dolly lovers in the judges.
I reckon they are. Kieran is like on the pulse of the Women's Prize and has put, wait, is it out? Yes, Kieran. It's been out for hours.
To be fair, it's normally the evening it comes out, so it's not his fault. Like,
oh, you do like to just protect everyone from my insults.
I always protect Kieran because Kieran's lovely. We love Kieran.
Brian didn't think Defense was that great. Brian! No!
Trying to get put on the naughty step.
I thought we were friends, Brian. Kieran, A. I don't know what that is in response to. Enjoying reading Brotherless Night and It Goes both lead you to reflect on different lenses of tragic experiences. Agree.
I feel like they do it in quite different ways, though, don't they? I feel like they do it in quite different ways.
I haven't read Enter Ghost yet, so my feelings are still to come.
Because I found like I struggled to sort of like get into like I really think Enter Ghost is such a strong book. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I don't know Hamlet as well as like the next person, so I feel like that sort of puts a barrier in place. Plus, yeah, it just feels like Enter Ghost was a little bit more inaccessible. I feel like, and maybe that's just me. And Brotherless Night was more my kind of writing, just how she does it. But do you know what? They're each to their own merit because it's done completely differently. Very different books about very hard hitting, like
for sure.
subjects.
Yeah. But yeah, Night is so well done. It's just blown my mind a little bit.
I love her writing. I just love her writing so much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So Stephanie's read 4 3/4. Nice. Brian read 6 and 3 of them made it. That's a pretty good hit rate.
50-50.
Yeah, because I've only read, how many have I read? I don't know, 8?
I've read
7 and a chunk, and only 2 and a chunk made it. So Brian obviously just picked better than me. Kia's read 10. Started Soldier Sailor.
And
yes,
she was amazing because she stayed up till 3 this morning to find out.
Did you really?
That is some dedication.
Like, I really, really think she needs a medal. I feel like she gets our medal. Like, we give her our medal.
For sure. Also, for those that aren't aware, Kira's also been doing content on the Carol Shields Prize, which I've been following, and it's so if you want Carol Shields stuff, head over to Kira. Stephanie, The Maiden, you all still read that. It's so good. And we visited The Maiden herself in Edinburgh. Okay, so I have read it, but I didn't like it.
There are lots of people that did, though, aren't there? Loads of people that did.
Yeah. But, and I do have a review for this coming, but I don't read mysteries. Mysteries aren't my jam, so I don't feel like I'm like the best person to review
I've heard that it's not really a mystery, though. Was it mystery-ish?
Yeah. Well, there's a murder at the beginning, and you don't know who did it till the end, so I count that as a mystery.
Fair. Be an Alice book then, because that sounds very Alice-y.
I don't know. I think it's a bit too historical fiction-y for Alice. Not that you don't read historical fiction, Alice, but
I'm not mad on historical fiction.
You're not, yeah. So
it's not my top genre or anything.
I love historical fiction and I like a bit of crime, so maybe I will read it and love it.
Maybe.
I'm gonna do
Actually, I think it's probably more your book than either of ours, Charlie.
There you go. I will see.
I was feeling very positive about it when the list first came out because I thought, oh yeah, well, there's mention of murder, so I was in for that. But yeah, I haven't actually managed to read it off my library file yet.
It's quite a propulsive sort of read. Yeah. It does sort of suck you in a bit, but wasn't really my jam.
Which I don't think was represented very much on the list. Like propulsive, plotty reads have not really been this year's list.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Of the shortlist. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ben saying, interestingly, the shortlist has 5 of the 6 highest rated books on Goodreads. The only book missing with a score of 4+ is Defence in Defence of the Act. That is interesting, and I think it also proves the point that Defence should have been there.
I also am laughing at Ben's next comment.
Oh, what did he say here?
Is taken by.
Its place is taken by the Red, which has the lowest score of the entire long list.
That's because of Anne Enright maths. Anne Enright has to win it this year.
You think she's going to win it? And if she wins it, I'm going to say that Alice called it. And I'm going to say that BookTube needs to
I've been saying this since before this long list was even announced.
You were so spiky, Alice.
I called it at the predictions point of this year's round.
I tell you what, I'd be really annoyed if that one won. And I haven't read it, so it's not based on the book itself, but because I feel like the judges picked some really unknown, brand new authors and they've really highlighted them, with the exception of Anne Enright. So I'd really like one of the other authors to get.
But it's really interesting to me that there were so many debuts and like not so heard of authors on the long list, but the short list, we only have one debut, which Charlie is holding up.
This is the debut, yeah. That's what I thought.
So everybody else has not only have we got quite a few authors with previous books, we've also got quite a few authors with the prize. So Kate Grenville winning it before, Anne Enright with her many Anne Enright maths, and also Vivi Ganashanathan, who has been listed before.
But I feel like Vivi Ganashanathan is like more underrated because you said she was long listed, not necessarily short listed.
Definitely, she was long listed in 2009, I think, and
I really want to see that book win a prize this year. If it's not the Carol Shields, it's got to be the Women's Prize. I really want to see it win.
Yeah,
maybe it will win both.
Like you, Charlie, I think I'm quite keen to go back to her previous book as well.
It's on Kindle,
isn't it?
Or other available retailers.
Sarah, listening to the audio of River East, I wasn't keen on picking it up. Just reading it as a shortlisted. Yeah, it's not my jam.
How's the audio? How is the audio of that? Because I've got both choices because it's obviously on Everand and I've got the physical. So I was like, which is the best way to head to it?
The audio's fine.
I thought it was fine. It's not awesome, but it's.
I feel like I might DNF the book.
I didn't DNF it for being a bad audio, if you get what I mean. I DNF'd it because I wasn't feeling the characters, but like it's got basically the minimum requirements, like the voices match the narrators, I would say. But it's not doing anything outstanding.
I really love the cover of this. I feel like this is a beautiful cover.
Cool cover.
I feel like I like it. I love the reds and the,
Yeah, the cover's fine, but I don't know. I struggle to look at it with anything but mild animosity, given that I don't like it. Oh, dear. But speaking of audio, I am audiobooking Brotherless Night, and I know you DNF'd that, Alice, but I really like the audio.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Because the narrator has a Sri Lankan accent, right? So that adds a lot to it for me.
That's really good.
It's quite dry.
Oh, I really like him. So another disagreement from the plodalong.
I just love that book. So I'll be like, Brotherless Light. I want to meet Vivi Ganashanathan. I want her to go to the Women's Prize Live. I want to get her to sign my copy of the book. I'm going to probably buy the other one as well. Get her to sign that as well. I love that.
Oh, I am excited to meet her and Claire Kilroy.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm still in the queue for the book from the library, and I have gone back in the queue for the audiobook just in case I was wrong. So I will be definitely reading the whole shortlist.
Yeah, for sure. Ben saying The Maiden also has over 4 stars. Not from me. Kelly, I liked Ordinary Human Failings. I was hoping it made the shortlist, but Enter Ghost was my favourite, so happy. Fair. I think that's kind of how I feel. Like Soldier Sailor was my favourite, so I really wanted that one to make it. And after that, I can sort of allow for some other books not to make it. But yeah, if Soldier Sailor hadn't made it, I would have been fizzing.
It was the last one announced, as we were saying. I know Jem didn't actually see the video, but on the video, Soldier Sailor was the last.
There was a moment of worry where it hadn't come up.
My heart was like
yet.
stopping a bit because I was like, two of my favorites, obviously Soldier Sailor was my number 2, and In Defense of the Act was my number 3. So I was like, well, one of them's not going to make it. I kind of thought In Defense of the Act wouldn't, but I was like, my immediate thought was thinking, Soldier Sailors might have missed out, but luckily.
Yeah, I had to miss the live announcement this morning because I was having a work breakfast thing. So I had to just check it on the Women's Prize website, like under the table, while I was.
I didn't see it immediately, obviously.
Yeah. Kate agrees with Charlie on trespassers. Someone thinks you're right, Charlie.
I think Ben liked that one too. I think Ben, if you're here still, tell them that you like trespassers. I think trespassers was, and also Brian loved trespassers.
But Brian's just told us he hated In Defence of the Act. So
Brian does love.
Oh dear. So I'm not surprised that the Ren got the lowest. Yeah, there's definitely some people who didn't like that book. Keir really loved the ending. Thought it dealt with the themes well. But the Ren was the lowest for Ben too. And yes, it is.
I'm liking it. I think it's okay. I didn't like the start of it, but I feel like I'm liking it more now.
We'll see. I'm going into it with low expectations, which is probably a good thing because then it can only be better than what I think it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Keir, if we're going to have Irish, I'd have soldier, sailor, and ordinary human failings. Yeah, I haven't read the Wren, so I can't comment, but from what I've heard, I think I probably would agree. Agree with being glad I read 5-star books that had not made the shortlist. Yeah, for sure. Original title, The When is going to happen.
Ben, how do you think to say that about the Ren and to say that you also loved Ollie Maunder? What is this? What is
Didn't Ben also like Western Lane?
Yeah, he loved it.
This is really bizarre. Ben is a champion for really boring books, and yet
he's not. No, he's not. Mean, I'm gonna tell you off.
Keir, I like Sally Rooney, but my experience of the Ren feels like most people's negative reviews of Rooney. You know what? I've not read any Sally Rooney.
Me neither.
I read one. I read Normal People. That was the popular one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I've got that on my shelf, but I haven't read it.
I loved it. I love that book.
Maiden is so good. Ended up loving the Ren. Very clever, funny, and beautiful. So yeah, definitely dividing opinions. This one. A little late, just catching up. So excited to hear your thoughts. My video reaction is currently uploading. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, I think we're generally happy-ish, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I predict. We didn't say how many we predicted. Did you say how many we predicted?
Oh, we didn't.
I predicted 4, and I think it's got 4.
Oh, sod off, you two.
How many did you get, Jem?
I can't remember. What? I did 3.
That's good.
Enter Ghost, Brother of Night, Soldier Sailor.
That's 3. That's half.
Yeah.
That's half the list.
Half the list. It is half the list. Jem, keep up the negativity, please. I listened to the audio and kept falling asleep. And Ryan does a good job at narrating.
Oh, did she narrate it? Oh, there you go.
I think she narrates one of the characters' parts, I've heard. Is it Carmel, maybe?
That's quite a big bit then, because Carmel's quite a chunk.
Love for the poetry readathon.
I can't get hearts. If you guys can you do hearts? You need to try and get hearts.
I can never do any of them. Like nothing does.
I did hearts. I love it.
Things for me. I don't understand this system.
I don't.
It's because it's an apple. Yours is apples.
Apples? My mine's not an apple. Is yours an apple?
Is it because it's an apple? Why it works like that?
Mine's apple.
There you go. You can do them then. You need to do and she, yeah. Then you go.
No, nothing.
Stephanie's heard that Acts of Desperation wasn't good. Cough at Ben's. Memory's good. So yeah, I know that Ben didn't like it. But I have had other good things about it. So
It's not working. Yay, rain! Sorry.
Oh, it's all happening in Charlie's bedroom.
Always.
Always.
Stop being naughty. She's so naughty. Just as well my husband's not here because he would make rude comments too. So you'd be.
Stephanie, I think Brotherless Night has some pacing issues. It's good, but the preamble is too long, in my opinion. I think that's a fair comment, actually.
No, I loved it.
I was concerned it was going to be a bit long.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Who?
Anyone?
I said I loved it. I disagree.
I'm concerned it would be a bit long.
Chatty's here. I've only followed from you and the others, but was shocked when I saw Dolly on the list. I think everyone was shocked except from Ben, the Dolly lover.
Yeah.
Oh, Dolly.
Dolly.
Cover though, again, it's a really beautiful cover. Dolly's got a beautiful cover.
It's a lovely
Show the end
cover.
papers. Alice, show the end papers.
Oh, I was so sad that I didn't like it after seeing these lovely end papers.
Yeah, the end papers are
They are
beautiful.
very pretty. Martha says, reading Dolly made me feel exhausted. Felt like I was running after her and she didn't care for her family at all.
This is my problem. She's not a very likeable character.
Maybe a Dolly Parton song for Dolly. That's a great idea, Chase. Like, I haven't read it yet, but from what I've heard, maybe working 9 till 5 would be appropriate.
Yes, she is, and she's got it's. Can I say? Oh, I can't say anything. I want to say so much. I just want to say about all the hotels. Lots of hotels. There's just lots of hotels. I can say that.
Okay, that's really random.
No, but you'll understand when you read it. There's so many hotels.
Hello, Dolly, the musical.
Oh, Dolly, you're so
liked Dolly. It was a solid read, but nothing life-changing. Yeah, that's generally the best feedback that I've heard about it. Apart from Ben, who loves Dolly.
We might be starting to get carried away with how much Ben actually loved this book.
No, I really genuinely think he does love it that much.
He's like the only person that's given it like a really positive review. So now he's just going to be the Dolly lover.
It's not like he gave it 5 stars or anything.
Doesn't matter. That's
I agree.
He's in that.
Never going to hear the end of this.
In fact, Ben can be in the Dolly band. Ben can be the lead of the Dolly band.
Yep, for sure. I was wondering if the judges were going to be leading Soldier Sailor off just so that we can have a very salty gem. I would have been so salty.
I would have been salty.
More love for Boring Lane.
It's good that you loved it.
Boring.
Oh dear. The cover of Dolly is beautiful. Actually, that's a good point. Even the cover of Western Lane is boring.
The cover of Western Lane just never really made sense to me, and I'm talking about the British cover where there's like the 2 girls laying in a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not even like there is 2 girls in the story. There's 3 sisters, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. That cover is so random.
If it was a boy, it would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
Because of her little mate that she played with.
Yeah.
I
think the best Western Lane cover that I've seen is probably the US cover that I've seen Gretchen had, that has like some little squash players like running around on the front.
I don't know that.
People with rackets. It looks like. I don't know why I'm going like that. Clearly, I don't play squash. I have played it. I have genuinely played
Alice
squash.
does squash. Alice, do your squash impression again.
It's more like sword fighting, but
Anyone
I haven't played squash for a long time, okay, but I do have a squash racket.
Do you really?
Genuinely.
There you go. Then that's why it was your favourite book.
Squash is an awful sport. It requires just too much energy. Like, it's just unacceptable. A nice quiet game of badminton, that's what you need.
Oh, badminton is a good game. They should have written that book.
You can imagine, like, from how active squash is versus how active I am not, you can imagine that my squash racket has not had much use.
There's 3 of them.
That's the one. Yeah, there's people playing squash.
It makes sense because there's 3 of them there.
Yeah. Much more sensible. I also really dislike the new paperback cover of Western Lane in the UK. It's awful.
But
it's like yellow with a girl standing on it.
But I do like yellow, so you know.
But she doesn't even look like she's the right age to be Gopi or anything. She's just like a random girl. Such a boring cover.
Who was that girl?
It's awful. That's fine because it didn't get shortlisted, so we're happy.
But poor Eric could be sad about that because Eric loved that book. So.
Oh, poor Eric. It got shortlisted for the Booker. What more does it want? Amelia is saying, did anyone else notice that when Monica Ali was talking about Sonia, the main character in Anago, she described her as an actor and not an actress?
But that's what people say now, don't they?
Yeah.
I think that's how they describe people. It's like I'm sure that's right. I'm sure that's what people in that profession. That's like is a non-gender.
Yeah, I do think that's what you're supposed to say now, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. I think that's right.
I don't know.
I'm sure that's right. I could be wrong.
Charles is here, late to the party. Wanted to pop in and say, "Ayo, ducks."
Hello, my Charlie. Hello.
Hey up, Charlie.
Oh dear. This shouldn't happen when it's the Women's Prize and the announcement is pre-recorded, in my opinion. Ben, and it Ghost gave me tons to think about, but I just found it a bit dull and slow. A lot of people are saying that, aren't they? I haven't read it, so I don't know. Keir loved Hamlet. Love the feeling of being immersed in literature and theatre.
That's so lovely. I love that. You love that.
I'm
sure I remember because we had our lovely guest. Oh my god, my brain is going to this. Roz loved that book, Enter Ghost. I think, and she literally adores Hamlet as well. So
yeah, I haven't read Hamlet, so don't know. I have to say, though, Brother's Night made me so sad. It really affected me, not for the faint-hearted. No, I have to say, when I've been reading it, I've been thinking about you, Sarah, because the main character is training to be a doctor. And so I was thinking about Sarah, because Sarah's a doctor. And I was like, oh, a rough ride.
I just think it's so gorgeous, though. Like, honestly, I just love the characterization. Oh, no, I was going to sing that book's praises all day. I just love that.
Do you think I will like it?
Yeah.
What would you predict?
No, I do think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Just to get into it.
I do.
Salty Gem's our favourite. We agree.
We love a salty gem. I feel like even though I'm quite happy about this shortlist, I've still made plenty of salty comments in the last 45 minutes. So
it wouldn't be a plod along without salty comments.
I just wish we would have hit the moment. I wanted to be in Alice's house when she saw that Dolly got shortlisted. I just think that was genuinely. And I wish I would have seen like a slow motion and it like rerun. Like,
hey, here's the slow motion. That was the exact reaction because I thought, oh, that was quite tame for me.
Oh dear, Brian, the key to reading more books that make the list is to concentrate on the Irish books. Yeah, Irish books. And then I guess when we get to the Booker, it's any books that are written by a Paul.
No, it could be someone else's name. You don't know.
Can you imagine though if we read all books by the name Paul this year and then the Booker were like, oh, our name of the year is something else.
Oh dear.
I wonder what like popular author names are other than Paul, obviously. I wonder.
Anne's got to be pretty common, hasn't it?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. So maybe.
Here, would you have liked The Maiden better if it was not listed for the prize and just a general historical fiction? No. No, but I think it is because it's just not my kind of book.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have picked it up if it wasn't on the prize list. Whereas something like Brotherless Night, I probably would pick that up regardless of whether it was prize listed.
Have you read, Jem? Have you read anything by Laura Purcell?
No, but I do have one of her books on my shelf.
I was just wondering if you thought that The Maiden was in that sort of type of book, because I have read all of hers and I did like all of them.
Yeah, no, I haven't got to any of hers.
Oh, not all of hers. That would be a lie. I've read the first 3.
Yeah, no, I do need to get to her, but no, I haven't.
Okay.
But have you read The Binding? Who is that by? Collins?
Bridget Collins.
I have not read that, no.
Oh, because I thought that was better.
But I enjoyed that book, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I feel like we're going on a tangent. Right, Ben. Here's your medal. Enjoy. Oh, Chris is here.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
All of the long list. Holy macaroni.
That does deserve a...
Soldier Sailor and Enter Ghost. What? Sailor was one of your least favourite books. You are fired from the plodalong.
So what was your favourite? Chris, tell us what your favourite one is then. Tell us your favourite.
The Run the Red Mediator, one of the worst Emerald books I've read. Oh, I love it. I love the brutal honesty in this group.
I have heard that her other books are better.
Yeah, I've heard that
just
too.
means there's lots of other exciting things to head to. Like, I think these are opportunities. This whole thing is an opportunity.
I'm looking for... having read that, actually, because I haven't quite decided how I feel about it yet, because I've only just finished it. But having read that, I do think that's promising for what the other ones must be like if everyone likes them better.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because that's already good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
Yeah.
I do. I think it builds, and then I feel like
So Stephanie is saying The Maiden is more historical than mystery. Awesome characters. Loved Violet. I did think Violet was an interesting character, actually. I preferred her to the other one, whose name I can't remember. But
Christian,
that was it. Because I was really confused for a while, because I think of Christian as a boy's name.
Yeah, I do. And then I keep hearing that her name's Christian, and I was like, that's weird.
Oh, I love that. I love that when people do things like that in books. That's cool.
But yeah.
Oh, I'm hot.
Charlie. Now I need to know how Charlie would get on with the crime novels set in a historical time. Elizabeth Peters or C.J. Sansom.
I like that.
I've always wanted to read C.J. Sansom because if that's I'm sure that's.
I've got one of those on my shelf somewhere. Oh,
okay, he's gonna bring me tea. Is that him bringing me tea?
Oh yeah, I've read that one. It's good.
So I will read it one day, probably, maybe. So thoroughly enjoyed books for 12. That is really good. 5 from the shortlist. Excellent. That is. I'd be delighted if I'd read that many.
That's amazing.
And enjoyed The Maiden. Think you will enjoy it for what it is, Charlie.
Oh, thank you, Ange.
You know, read the stamina.
Cheers.
She is. Alice is definitely a Mystic Meg of BookTube.
Do you remember Eric did it the year before with Demon Copperhead, and I believe that Alice has done it this year with the Random. I think it's going to win.
Only be proved if this actually does win.
It will win. It will win. I think it's going to win. I think the judges love a bit of, and right. I think they're a bit.
But I do think that if this wins, it will be one of those cases where, like, they're rewarding the author for a body of work as opposed to this actual book.
Yeah.
Do you not agree?
Yeah.
Or could we get a Kate Grenville, the Dolly lovers? They could be all the judges could be Dolly lovers, and then Dolly could win.
Oh, if this wins, I will be sad.
It could win. They could all win. Any of them could win.
Well, obviously,
being shortlisted.
They all stand an equal chance. Because do you remember when what's the one on the Booker that we were like, oh my god, I can't believe that was never, because we were like, there's a book that was on one of the Bookers that we were like, this is not going to ever get shortlisted, and it got shortlisted. Oh William, which I did enjoy. Was it Oh William? Yeah, I enjoyed that book, and everyone was like, Oh William's never going to get shortlisted, and it got shortlisted, and then like it could have won. Obviously, it didn't win.
But it didn't.
Charlie, you do know that is the general gist of prizes, right?
I
that
know,
they can all
but
win
people,
it.
what I mean is we all think we know what the judges think, and we just don't.
We haven't got a clue.
We just don't.
If today's taught me anything, is that we don't have a clue.
Is the wren like Pod? So, question to Alice and Charlie: have there been any horny clams in the wren?
No.
The one that's like Pod, I think, from this year's long list is the one I read at the weekend, which was Hangman. And that is the wackiest book. Glenda, honestly, try it. Like, it's so wacky.
But there was still no horny clams.
There was
Still
no
no
horny
horny
clams,
clams.
but there was enough to make your head
go. Sarah said, if the wren wins, I'm done with the women's prize. I have to say, I've lost track of how many times we all say things like that.
We always say
Sarah, you need to come back next year because you're one of our guests, so you can't just quit on us.
Yeah. And then like it gets to like December and it's like, oh, women's prize soon.
Yeah, so Sarah, I'm sorry, we don't accept your application. That's not going to.
The wren is Ben's personal pod.
but completely different.
Like completely different.
Yeah.
With no horny clams. I need to go give In Defense 5 stars on Goodreads. Still struggling to get into Brother's Night. What?
Brian's brought all the controversial opinions today.
Brian is like the controversial commenter today.
And Brian, we're hoping Brian's going to be one of our guests soon, which is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, big fan of it being a venue for debut authors, and VVG has only published one book before yet. But my feelings is that Kate Grenville and Anne Enright have had their time. Yes, get them on.
Anne Enright hasn't won the prize yet. She has won a Booker though.
She's missed
it says on here she's won the Booker.
Oh no, yeah, she has won the Booker. There you go.
So maybe she has had her time. Maybe Anne Enright will fail me.
No, but maybe she's really desperate for the women's prize win. Like maybe she really wants it.
It is better than the Booker, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Obviously.
It's our favourite.
They're probably like, oh, I've won a Booker. Put that in the cupboard.
I don't think they say that.
Well, I'm joking, of course.
Half joking.
Honestly, if I won the Booker, I would be delighted, obviously.
This is like seeping into Gem saltiness. Just like
it's rubbed off on me. It's because they've shortlisted this.
That's what's happened.
This
is what they've done to you, Alice. It's their fault for doing that to you.
Can you imagine?
I haven't talked to either of you two, so I haven't been able to vent the saltiness. So I've just kept it all inside and pushed it all down.
Can you imagine if Dolly makes the Booker as well? It is.
No, surely it's not eligible, is it?
Not eligible.
I think it's usually they're eligible for the previous year one, aren't they?
When is the Booker? It's like 1st of September to 1st of September.
That is true.
Right?
Anyone in the comments, tell us which ones from specifically the shortlist. I'm not going to expect you to know the whole long list. Which ones are eligible for the Booker? Tell us which women's prize ones are eligible for the Booker. We want to know
the date.
I know.
It is September, isn't it? September to September.
End of September. So it has to be
25th. This came out on the 25th of April.
This year. No.
According to Amazon.
No, but are you looking at the paperback?
Oh, that's the paperback. Hang on.
think it was July last year, so we
No,
should
it
be
says
all right.
November 2023.
Yeah, 2nd of November I've got. So it is eligible for the Booker.
It could win both.
That would be ridiculous if it won.
I'm sorry, but the Booker is not going to list this. This has punctuation. This has like not weirdness.
Surely this would be the most bookery one, I would say, based upon like you know the kind. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
Is it not bookery?
Hangman would be quite bookery.
I think Hangman would be a bookery.
Is Hangman eligible? I think Hangman came out too early, didn't it?
Yeah.
Checking now.
Yeah,
3rd of August, so it just misses.
Yeah, that missed.
But Brotherless Night, maybe, for the Booker.
Isn't that? So I think that missed out as well, didn't it?
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was eligible last year.
It was last year.
What?
Everyone, if you know, comment and tell us. If you do your research, you tell us.
Great, it was June last year.
Yeah, no.
Mad.
I believe. Where's this one come out? Yeah, this one came out. So yeah, this one's eligible. This one's eligible.
Oh, yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed books. Listened to Brotherless Night on audio and really enjoyed it. I want to reread it physically. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant book. Chris agreeing. And it shows what Anna Ghost could have been if Hamad had attempted to create dimensional characters.
I'm not saying anything. I'm keeping my stem on that one.
Chris has given my soul a run for its money today. Kier, give it to 40-ish%, Brian. I know that's a lot, but once you get into I actually would agree. And I think that for me, once you get into it, the build-up was worth it.
It's so funny because literally I loved it from the first page. It's really funny that everyone has that. Everyone's so different experiences, don't they?
I quite like build in a book though, so that's not so much of an issue for me. But I think once you get to the point where it tips you over, then it makes that build more worthwhile.
Yeah, you're more invested in it.
Brian, interested if there's a generational difference on reactions to the Wren. Interesting. Are people close to Sally Rooney more negative than people close to? I don't know.
I like both.
Maybe.
I like both. But then I'm old, so I don't know. I don't know. Is that what I don't understand that. Is Sally Rooney meant to be young, and then the Wren is like...
so people under 30 don't like it.
I'm older than Sally Rooney, but I'm definitely younger than Anne Enright.
Yeah.
I liked it. I see what people are saying about like this slightly weird Nell's sections. I haven't read Sally Rooney, so I can't say if that is like Sally Rooney or not. But I actually thought that it wasn't an incongruous voice to me. It wasn't like I thought, oh, this is a 60-year-old woman trying to write like a 20-year-old. I didn't feel that way about it. I just thought she was a messed up sort of character. But
yeah,
like I believed her. I didn't think she was not well done or anything.
I think there was bits at the beginning, like I said, of this that I was like questioning. It did feel like, because I was messaging Charlie, and I was like, what was it? There was a sentence I took a picture of, so I'll have a look. And I think it was to do with an erection. Sorry, I'm going to say the word erection. What is it? Yeah, sorry. Of course, but that word is always going to like.
No, we love erections on this channel.
Yeah, so it says there was lots of lines like this. So like it wasn't just the erection, but it was the erection.
There was quite a fair bit of like sex scenes and stuff in Carmel's part as well.
Yeah, the sex didn't really bother me. I mean, I don't, whatever. But it was this line. It says, if I talk about insurance, I don't have to think about my erection. That was the line. If I talk about insurance, I don't have to think about my erection.
Was that on like the second page where she was thinking about
very early on? I was like, it was very early for an erection. I don't know. I don't know.
No, my favourite line on that page was, "I need to insure this bitch before I murder her. God damn it!"
And yeah.
She's just speculating on what people might be thinking while they're applying for insurance.
Yeah, but I was like, I just noted that, and I was like,
interesting.
Yeah,
I thought that page was very good.
Kira's saying that they were announced in alphabetical order this morning.
Oh, they weren't
So-
though. I thought
they?
this at first. At first, I thought this, but River East, River West, and Soldier Sailor and Enter Ghost were not in alphabetical order when I watched it back.
Right. Ben, Fort Trespassers is fantastic.
yeah.
We have already established Ben is the champion of boring books.
No, he's not. He likes good books. Go to his channel and he's got 1,000,000 subscribers, and even Jen Campbell loves Ben, so that shows you.
Oh no, I do love Ben, but I just really love winding him up also.
Yeah, I know you do. But in case anyone else is watching, I can't even say the word.
And he does have some good taste because he liked Soldier Sailor, and that was a good
he's
book.
the one that got us onto it. That's the reason why we all headed to it quickly, was because of Ben.
It was. So, if you guys could make one change to the shortlist, what would it be, Alice? For what?
Yeah, what would you put on there?
I would put, like, my heart says In Defense of the Act, but also I do think that 8 Lives was a really well done book. But I did give In Defense of the Act 5 stars, so I would go with that.
I feel like, I think I'm going to say something controversial. Just because I can, okay? I'm going to swap out Enter Ghost. I know everybody wants that book to be on the shortlist. I'm going to swap out Enter Ghost. I'm sorry, Enter Ghost lovers, and for all the whatever reasons. And I'm going to put in Defense of the Act. Obviously, I'm going to put in Defense of the Act. I love that book. So, yeah.
So you would keep this on the shortlist?
Yeah, why not?
So would I. I'd kick out River East, River West and put in 8 Lives.
Just because if we didn't kick it out, then we couldn't have seen your reaction, Alice. That's the reason I had to keep it on there.
Well, I haven't read that one yet as well, so...
Jem, are you going to 100% promise me you're going to finish this book?
I 93% promise you I'm going to finish that book.
Not good enough. You can't go around keeping it on the list if you're not going to read it.
Yeah. Everybody in the comments answer the question as well. You all tell us the answer to that question as well. We all want to see your answers to this question.
Yes, everyone else. Chris.
Can I change my mind and swap it out for Western Lane?
Oh yeah, you love Western Lane, didn't you?
No, it's too late.
But I don't love the Western Lane as much as In Defense of the Act.
Yeah.
Claire also got about Defense of the Act. Yeah. So nice to be in a space with others that share my pain. We do. I'm thinking Enter Ghost for the win. I think it's got a good chance.
I really think it will win. That or the this.
Thoroughly enjoyed books would change out Restless Dolly for In Defense of the Act. Yeah. I did like Trespassers a lot. I didn't say I hated In Defense of the Act, just that it wasn't great. No. Brian, you can't go back now. You can't. You've made your bed, Brian. You will have to change it.
Won't let you change it. You won't.
Things are.
She buys a hotel every 5 pages as well, Ben.
They weren't interesting things that were happening constantly. And I haven't got past her childhood yet.
There's a lot of hotels. There's so many hotels.
I'm excited for all the hotels.
You will. You'll be so excited for them hotels.
At the moment, she's still going on about all the boring different blokes.
I mean, that was okay. I liked that was okay. The relationships were okay.
The lovely Zach is here. Hi, Zach.
We love Zach. Zach's lovely. We love Zach.
I believe you, Ben. Yeah, this is about the Dolly love. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button. That'd be great. Use my audiobook credit on Brothers Night. #FOMO. I really think the audio is good, and so enjoy. Ben, I think actor is very often used as a gender neutral term. Yeah.
That's the right words that I was trying to aim for.
Laura, I loved River East, River West, and I think it might be my favourite to win.
Well, that's nice to hear that.
No,
because it's nice to have that positive opinion on here, because we're a space for everybody.
We are a space for everybody.
And also, I haven't read it. These two have all DNF'd it, and I haven't read it yet, so I want to read it and then love it.
I'm only 30% of the way in, and it's already much better than Pod.
Is it better than Dolly?
No clams have had any sex.
That's still coming, mate.
I'm actually going to go out.
I want them to read Hangman. Jem, I really want you to read Hangman, please.
No, I will.
You
Get
have
into
to.
it.
She'll get to it in the next 5 to 10 business years.
Yes.
You know, that's true. That is actually true.
Dear. I am going to try. I'm still trying to read the whole long list before the winner is announced, but I will be prioritising the shortlist and the non-fiction shortlist first.
Oh yeah, I want to. Yeah, there's a few from the. Obviously, I want to read the non-fiction. We can't forget about the non-fiction shortlist.
No. I feel like it's taken a back seat while we've been prepping for this, and now it's like.
Charlie messaged me and told me that apparently Dolly Maunda was out in July, so you're safe. It won't get booker listed. 18th of July, it was out, so Alice is safe. Dolly won't be bookered. Won't be bookered.
So sad.
I'm not going to read the book anyway.
I mean, I know, but still.
All right, Alice.
She'll read one and then it'll win, like she did last year.
Yeah. Oh dear. Not read Dolly or Brotherless Night. Excited to get to both. Yeah, I'm excited for Dolly. I am. Even though these two keep poo-pooing it. Kia, I don't know the difference between badminton, squash, and tennis. Squash,
Alice,
you have to hit it against a wall. You have to hit it against the wall.
And
squash, you hit the ball against the wall.
And
badminton's the one with the shuttlecock.
It's light.
And like a really light little racket. And tennis is with a tennis ball and a big net.
Yeah, so tennis, you go like this. Then badminton, you go like this. And then what do you do with squash? Alice, you do the squash thing because I don't know squash.
I don't know what you do with squash. I haven't played it for about 12 years. At least. Probably more.
Ben, I'm with you on the terrible Western Lane paperback cover, Alice. Yes.
The Disco Ball style cover is much, much better than that horrible yellow cover.
I like yellow. Don't just yellow. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, yellow's fine. I don't have an issue with the yellow. It's the like random girl who isn't even in squash clothes. She's in a dress, just standing there in a really bizarre fashion.
Alice, you really need to talk to those cover designers. You need to tell them.
The worst paperback cover I've seen since Demon.
Oh, that's hard talk. That is. That's the worst cover ever. That one was.
That was an awful cover.
That was the paperback. We're talking about the paperback, not the beautiful hardback.
Oh yeah, I've got the beautiful hardback, so I'm fine.
Yeah, me too.
Stephanie, Brotherless Night reads like a memoir. Yeah, it does. I read it straight after reading How to Say Babylon and thought they were of the same ilk and beautifully written. Interesting. I haven't read Babylon yet.
Oh, Babylon was so good.
I know. I really need to read it.
It's so good. And I'm reading her poetry at the moment. Sorry, I want to interject. I'm reading Sophia Sinclair's poetry collection. I'm literally soaking it up. It's so fucking stunning. Sorry, I'm swearing. It's stunning. And especially if you've read How to Say Babylon and you really enjoyed How to Say Babylon, check out her poetry collection. It really, there's one, I think I've shared one of my stories, which it probably is gone now, but I'll try and put it on my highlights. It's called, I'm trying to look on my thing so you can look
this is not going to make more people read this book, is it?
Pocomania. If you liked How to Say Babylon, read her poetry and specifically Pocomania.
Would that make you read this book? No, it would not.
But the yellow would. I like yellow. So.
Yeah, but what is that girl doing? She's not playing squash.
I don't really look at the girl.
She's just standing.
No, I don't. Yeah.
In a random fashion. She's not even the right age or anything. Weird.
So, just going back to a previous comment, Jennifer loved Laura Purcell, but DNF'd the maiden.
That's an important thing.
So, yeah. Right, I'm going to have to speed up with these comments because it's already 9:10. So,
bedtime nearly. I've been awake a long time.
Yeah.
But we love you all for coming.
Brian's redeemed himself in the comments. We're saying that he hopes Soldier Sailor wins. Good work.
This is why we love Brian. He loves Kushla and he loves Soldier Sailor.
Oh, Kushla. Sarah has withdrawn her resignation.
Right, Sue. We didn't take it anyway.
Oh, Brian, no. No. Sharing an opinion on Copperhead.
If it's anything less than glowing, I wouldn't bother.
Know your audience, Brian. Know your audience.
Oh, God. Oh, Keir! What? You guys need to know. You're so wrong.
I wasn't mad at all. We love Demon.
Outrageous. And you liked bloody Trespassers.
Trespassers was amazing. Trespassers beat out on my books of the year last year. Trespassers beat out Demon. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that, but I do think Demon was brilliant. So,
I mean, you obviously are wrong, but
I still loved Demon, but not to the extent that you guys did.
So apparently the maiden is also eligible for the Booker, but I would put cold hard cash on a bet that does not make the book a long list.
If that gets shortlisted for the Booker, or not long listed,
I would put £100 on that not getting long listed.
Would they take that bet?
Dear. Sarah loved Marvelous Night from the first page, just the bits of her and Kay and Celine.
Oh, don't talk about. I'm not saying anything. Oh, such a good book. I loved it. I just think the opening bit where she's like describing the. I haven't even got it. I need to get my physical copy. But there's like the first page when she's like saying loads of stuff. The little, the first bit, and it was just so gorgeous. I was like, oh my gosh.
Charlie, that one's for you.
I did take a picture of the erection, but it's not the kind of erection picture that you think. This is the picture of the words. The words. Erection. Can you see erection? It's a word. It's a phrase.
Charlie has said it wasn't just the erection, but it was the erection I took a photo of. Charlie Brooke 2024, her campaign slogan for the local council.
Charlie gets this shit all the time. Like, feel sorry for Charlie. He gets less and worse. Like, seriously, poor thing. People heard our conversations, honestly. But luckily, he translates Charlie, so it's fine. Luckily, and you guys do as well. You guys translate me more now.
Ben wants to hire you as his professional hype person.
I would take that job, Ben.
What, you mean you're not going to hire me for that, Ben? I just don't understand why.
Because everybody, we met Ben in real life and he's so lovely. We love Ben.
He is lovely. He is.
Even though I feel like him and Bob are naughty together, so because they were only in the sense that they were being cheeky.
Stop digging.
I mean, I'm so tired.
Oh, Alice's mum is here. Hi,
Alice. Oh, Jane, our favourite. We love Jane.
Oh dear.
My mum does like the theme of moving house.
Oh, does she like moving house a lot?
Oh, Chris. I used to really like you, and now you've put something like that in the comments.
I really liked Chris's previous comment about how it was like being cornered at a party by a stranger who trauma dumps on you. Soldier Sailor.
I do quite like trauma dumps, so I'm not sure what that says about me. Oh dear. And appreciating the 5 to 10 business years.
It's rude, though. I just would like you to read a chapter, or like a page, or like actually 5 pages.
I am going to read it. I will.
You really won't.
Jack's here. More interested in the non-fiction list. I think that's fair enough. Bit of Kushler love.
Loved Kushler.
You would have thought that the Kushler love could have been left in last year, but oh no.
No.
Kushler, we love Kushler anyway.
He's following us around like a horny clam.
Yeah, there's been a lot less penis talk this year, though, so that's been nice.
Well, I'm sorry that I spoke about it.
Yeah, until Charlie had to bring up her erection phone.
But to be fair, it wasn't. It was the book. It was Anne. Anne talks about sex a lot in this book. There's a lot of sex in this book.
Is there?
Well, from what I've read.
With sea creatures or?
No, there's no sea creatures. It's just regular sex, but there's a lot of it.
Boring.
One day we won't talk about sea creature sex anymore, and then I will be able to fully repress pod.
No,
and that will be a happy day for everyone.
Oh, Rosie is saying that Brother's Night took 20 years to write.
Wow.
It is pretty epic, to be fair. It is epic.
She's just such a great writer. I really do think you can tell that when you read it. I really do think that.
Chris is saying horny clams might have livened up some of the books this year.
I really love you, Chris. You bring the best chat. We love you so much for this.
Imagine how much more traumatic some of these books could have been if horny clams had wandered into the picture.
Which books would you have put horny clams into specifically, Alice? I want to know which books.
Any of them, really.
Which one, though? Which one would
you know what? I think horny clams.
There's water in here, so would the horny clams work with this?
I'm only about 30% into that, so I don't know.
You can't possibly talk. I don't think that there are clams in Australia, are they? Not in the mainland. Obviously, you know, like
it's fiction. It doesn't matter. Let's put some horny clams in Western Lane.
Okay.
I definitely don't think they would.
Eric won't like that. I don't think Eric would like that. Eric wouldn't want there to be horny.
I think that would have ruined the vibe of Western Lane.
Or a fish on drugs. I think that would have worked in Western Lane.
Which we're descending into madness now. I'm so tired. I'm like hallucinating.
Oh dear. Brian has a fictional crush on Kushler.
Oh.
I'm gonna do hearts with Kushler because I love Kushler.
Kushler's such a wrong un.
No, she just made some choices.
Terrible life choices.
No, but she was a teacher. You relate to that, Alice.
No, but she wasn't a convincing teacher. She was like the worst teacher you've ever encountered.
She was so unprofessional.
So unprofessional.
But she cared about little what was his name? The little guy that I love, Davey.
That was not
Davey.
That was not right. What was going on there?
Oh, poor little Davey.
You can't be doing that.
I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Poor old Gretchen stepped away for 5 minutes and came back to clam sex and pictures of erection.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Gretchen.
Oh dear. So welcome to like the latter portion of the plodalong. We're quite sensible, I feel, in like the first half of the season, and then as the season progresses, we get more and more
tired,
ridiculous. Apparently, there are horny beetles in Northwoods.
Joy.
I have that.
Don't like bugs. I'm sorry, I really can't cope with bugs. There's several books. I'm sure there's a book that Jen loves. Jennifer loves books. Jen. And there's a book then, and there's like there's a beetle in the mouth. Which is the author? Is it? I can't remember the name of it.
How did you feel about the spiders in Defense of the Act, Charlie?
I told you how I felt about it. They were saying about chewing off your own legs when you've past your
Yeah,
prime.
but if you don't like bugs, were you okay with those
It wasn't
bugs?
on the cover, and I like spiders. Spiders eat
Oh,
flies.
not on the cover. Oh, it has to be on the cover. I see.
Yeah, and spiders eat flies, so spiders are nice. We like spiders. Spiders are nice. I like spiders, not to eat, but like, you know, they're like.
Don't get into spiders again. We had a whole spiders thing last year.
Did we? I don't even remember that.
The only thing I remember was when
yes, I
Scott
do.
said
That
about
was
the things
what
that were
was on,
scary.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where they're killing a spider.
Jane, I thought I liked you. Jane.
Kushla was dire. She was so dire.
No, Jane. I love you, Jane.
Oh, my mum hated Kushla even more than me.
No, I love Kushla. Breaking my heart.
Oh dear. Right, ladies, I think we have really overshot our timings.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. But we love everyone for coming. We need to emphasize how much we love talking with everybody, because you guys are honestly, you make, like, we love talking to you so much. Like, we cannot over stress that enough.
Indeed, we do. We love you all, and
that was it. It was
see you again on Sunday.
Yes, Sunday.
So on Sunday at 5:00 UK time, we will be live with Sarah from Freshly Read Books and Kieran from KD Books. So expect a bit of a mad one. We'll be on Alice's channel. One day I'm going to get this direction thing right.
No, we won't.
I'm never going to get it right.
No. So yes, keep your eyes peeled. The thingy will go up for that.
They're all the best. We love you.
So yes, have a lovely evening, guys. It's been
Thanks,
a
everyone.
pleasure. And we
Go to
will
sleep.
see you Sunday. Bye.
Bye.